Hello, my friends. Welcome back to the Give a Damn podcast. My name is Alana Weinroth. It's so good to be here with you guys today. Thank you so much for just being a part of this community and making me feel so loved and supported. All I want to do is give all that love back to all of you. So thank you just for the feedback. Rate, reviewing, and subscribing and telling your friends. This has been such a fun process. So I just appreciate all of you. I have some exciting news. Before we get started, the Give a Damn community is growing. So started with the idea of this podcast to really create a community of people who were going to care about their neighbors. I wanted to really share different ways that you can give back, and then also caring about yourselves and prioritizing self-care. So as I'm learning a lot about this space, I'm also learning that the way for that to grow is just to keep expanding. So Give a Damn is now on Twitter. Give a Damn is now on LinkedIn. And we are building the first Give a Damn website right now, which is so exciting. So when the site is up, some things that you can look forward to is it's a place that you can go to find these episodes, along with obviously all the other podcast streaming networks. But I'm gonna start blogging out these posts so you can go in and you can read about them. I'm gonna be doing a little bit of recapping from interview episodes that I have, and then we're gonna have some free giveaways, which I'm really excited about. So that will all be on the website. And then if you follow the Give a Damn podcast Instagram page, you know that we are making swag. The logo is just too sick not to do something with. I got the hookup with someone who does design work, my partner, and we made some cool swag. And I think the cool thing about it is that I made stuff that I wanted to wear that was comfortable to me, and I really hope you guys like it. So we got some cropped hoodies and crew neck hoodies. If you're interested, check out the page. DM me for details, and then soon they will be up on the website as well. So much cool stuff coming. I'm super excited. Thank you guys for just tuning in and being a part of all of this. And we also have some really cool guests coming up. So hopefully you listened to the interview last week with Aubrey Nichols talking about self-love, with Kevin Francis 2 weeks ago talking about faith and finding your home. And we had Morgan and Missy and Nick. And then coming up, we'll have Britt Moore-Gilmore, used to be the president of the Giving Keys, doing incredible work in our community right now. Eric Rios, whose podcast I was on recently, also has a podcast called Hearts Over Everything, just kind of talking about his process and his journey to sobriety. So just really cool, interesting stuff. But if there's anything you want to hear, please message me, let me know. That's what this community is about. So that's why I'm here today. Is I've got all these cool interviews, we've been having these great guests, but I think that at the heart of the Give a Damn podcast was us connecting, me talking directly from my heart to all of you. So I wanted this week's episode just to be from me and something that I'm learning as we go as well, but something that I've adopted into my life. So I'm going to give you a little bit of background. When my boyfriend and I first started dating, I would get so irritated with him every time something hard came up. I would open up my heart and spill my guts about this really difficult thing in my life and look for advice, or better yet, answers from him, only to be met with the response, "We will figure it out." It irritated the fuck out of me. Like, what kind of answer is this? I typically immediately dismiss him and try to dig up my own answer to solve this problem because he knows nothing, and that is not an answer. Now, before you think I'm a monster, I was raised in a family of fixers. Can I get an amen? There was a problem, we solved it. You had a bad grade, you got tutors and you got better grades. No good at sports, practice every day and get a coach. Boyfriend cheated, make him want you more. Guys don't think you're pretty enough, wear more makeup and put in extensions, etc., etc., etc. So when the shelter-in-place orders were announced, I panicked. I think we all experienced this panic since it was the first time going through something like this that no one could control and completely restricted us from our normal lives. I remember my boyfriend and I were sitting on my bed, and as I started to go into shock and panic and make a list of all the things I needed to stock up on, he looked at me and said, "We will figure it out." And while this still irritated the hell out of me, a light bulb went off after a year of hearing him saying this. Maybe he was right and onto something. Maybe the answer is not to make things fit or correct them, but to surrender and trust that the universe has a plan and that there's a message in everything. Maybe instead of trying to fix it right away, I needed to just sit in it and allow myself time to process and time to figure it out. So as the week went on and I started to think about all the things that I was really stressing about before this all happened, and I was really stressed, to be clear. The funny thing is that every single thing that was really stressing me out was pretty much out of my control. And even funnier, I hadn't even thought about those things since the moment I heard the words shelter in place. And I mean, these things consumed my whole entire life before all this happened. And I started to really think about that. How could something be debilitatingly stressful one day and a non-issue the next day without even fixing it? And then the next week came and I saw an ad for a book by the amazing Marie Forleo called Everything is Figureoutable. And I don't know about you, but at the beginning of this time, I was stocking up on my books. And so when I saw this, I took it as my final big message from the universe. Obviously, there's something that I was missing here. So the control freak in me is dying inside as I tell you, my boyfriend was right. Marie Forleo was right. The one big lesson that we can take from this time is that there are so many things out of our control. And what I've started to realize is that that doesn't mean we aren't strong enough to handle it or good enough to conquer it. Those things are lessons. They are not in your life to be handled or conquered. Think about it. Think about where you are today and the person that you are. When you think about how you have shaped into today you, do you think about the easy times, the celebrations, the fun dinners, the routine days? No, you think about challenges, breakups, deaths you had to mourn, moving, breaking down, and building back up again. You got through those times because you figured it out. You didn't try to fix it. Because everything that happens in our lives that feels detrimental or off course is actually the exact opposite. Rachel Hollis recently said, I'm doing her next 90-day challenge. She said, don't let things happen to you. Let them happen for you. Let me say that again. It's worth saying again. Don't let things happen to you. Let them happen for you. If you have faith and believe in a higher power, you already know this and you can just tune it out. But nothing happens in life on accident, or more importantly, to take us down. On the contrary, these things happen to lift us up to the next level. And the reason for that is that you have to find ways to cope and show up in a real way when things get hard. What I realized is that with fixing comes stress. With figuring out comes contemplation and grounding. When you fix, you tend to force. And look, physically broken things need to be fixed. Certain things can be figured out and fixed. And the distinction I'm trying to make here is not rushing and stressing to get something to go your way right away, but instead learning to take the time to sit in a little bit of a limbo, a little bit of anger and discomfort or sadness or even joy, and letting the universe and your heart help you to take the next course of action. And to that point, let's talk about coping mechanisms. When hard things show up, before you can even react to them or go about fixing or figuring them out, you need to have strong ways of coping. In order to get to that positive action, you have to cope in a healthy way. So my first piece of advice is this: feel it all. Sit in the discomfort. Do not numb, do not quiet, do not hide. It's going to be uncomfortable, I guarantee you that. Think about what we're going through right now. If you really sit and think about it, it's scary. But there are two ways we commonly deal with this kind of stuff and cope. There is the way of picking up the bottle and drinking in abundance every night to numb your feelings and eat food that hurts your body because it provides you a fake comfort. And then there is the way where you allow yourself to feel. Eat and drink to nourish your body and keep yourself strong and your mind clear. Excuse me. And here's the thing. There's also an in-between group. You don't have to be hard one way or the other. And the first way isn't necessarily bad, because during this quarantine, I would almost bet everyone listening, most people in general, have spent at least a week in the first camp. I definitely know I did the first couple of weeks. When you don't know how to handle something, you go for the things you know. And in normal circumstances, we'd probably be going out with our friends to, quote unquote, clear our minds. But here's the thing. The issue with numbing before you figure out is that you aren't as easily able to make a clear decision. When you wake up hungover and with a headache and a bellyache, you typically decide to just do it over again or fix it quickly so you don't have to feel that pain again, and don't also drink yourself into a miserable state again. Now, if you sat in it, processed it, poured yourself a tea, and journaled through it and got a good night's sleep instead, I would guarantee you'd make a different decision the next day. You would actually have the space and ability to figure it out. And now I always believe there's a happy medium. If you want one glass of wine and your favorite meal, even if it's not healthy, to treat yourself, to move through your process, go for it. But you know why? Because you are still making healthy choices for you and being kind to yourself as you figure out your issue. So you don't have to go fully clean or fully dive into the deep end in order to move through this in a healthy way or not. You can be in an in-between place there. But here's the big thing. This is the clincher. No substance will comfort you the way that you can comfort yourself when you truly show up for your life. So before you grab the bottle or take that bite, really think about if you're doing it to mask and avoid coping first. And if you are, consider making a change. Take it one day at a time and just sit with your day. And maybe journal or pray or meditate to really sink deeper into it. And I will guarantee you that you will wake up the next morning just a little bit stronger. It's like working a muscle. It takes time to build muscle and discipline. It's up to you, though, to be ready for that. And once you can cope in a healthy way, that will allow you to grow exponentially more when the hard things come your way. Because you will now face them head on, move through it, and process it. And from that process, you are better able to see the lessons in life that God/universe, whatever you believe in, is sending your way. But don't miss it by getting in your own way. Because I can promise you, I am a living testament that we can figure anything out. That's it for today, you guys. I have chills. I'm fired up about this. I'm so happy that we got to connect again. It's so nice to just record directly to you all. I hope this was helpful. I hope you can find and test out some new coping mechanisms this week. Just remember, this is your life. You get one shot at this. Like, why not show up for yourself and advocate for yourself? Because if you don't do it, no one else will. So that's it, you guys. I love you all. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful week. Again, check out the Give a Damn Podcast Instagram page. You want a hoodie, you can message me. Lots of fun things coming. Find us on Twitter, find us on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Oh, so videos will be going up on YouTube of me doing these recordings and of interviews. So super exciting. We'll get a next level of connection. So anyways, you guys, have a wonderful rest of your day. As always, give a damn about your community, give a damn about your neighbor, but most importantly, give a damn about your damn self. Have a good day.